Hi everyone. So, I'm trying to practice and get more comfortable making these videos. I have plans, I have future plans, really exciting ones. Um, Here, the windows that I have to make these videos are fairly short though, just because of kind of where my room is situated and it's just a little noisy. Not because of it's just by default. There's a lot of doors around my room. It's noisy. Um, with the people living here. So I can only kind of do this when everyone's gone. Um, but I want to talk about some current events, and I have a couple lighthearted things to talk about. But I also want to talk about something a little bit more serious, and I'm going to do it in two different videos that way. I feel like this is more important, and I don't know how long I'm going to get to of quietness. So, the United Healthcare CEO murder. Let's talk about that. That is because it's triggering a lot of emotions in a lot of people. And those emotions are valid. Those emotions that you have inside of you, that passion about your own health is 100% valid. That passion that you have about the health of your loved ones is 100% valid and instinctual. With that being said, emotions do not constitute crime. We have laws for a reason. And this situation in particular has so many different layers, so many different psychological layers, not only with this young man, but also on very much of a social psychology, societal scale of the entire nation. Everybody has feelings about this, and they're understandable feelings. I guess since he was detained, since then he has said that he does not suffer from mental illness. Now, to be fair, I have never met this person. I do not know anything about him. But in the wake of his most recent behavior and actions, I would beg to differ. Maybe he didn't suffer from any kind of mental illness before, but it's also come out that he has been suffering from chronic pain for at least 6 months, and that he has had this back surgery. And the truth is that chronic pain really does change people. It's a very difficult thing to learn how to live with, especially if you can't see any light at the end of the tunnel. And to be fair, especially back pain, because your spine is your lifeline. Every nerve in your body runs down your spine to get to your brain from whatever part of your body. So when you have back problems, everything hurts. And yes, that can absolutely distort someone's perception of their own reality, and it usually does. Usually chronic pain does come right along with depression, anxiety, that kind of isolation, those kinds of things. It's almost just the nature of the beast with that. I mean, it takes years to learn how to cope with this new existence. I view my own body. I mean, I've been living with chronic illness. I was diagnosed with fibro right after Mona was born, so 13 years. And it took years to understand how to cope with all of this. Through all the doctors and the trial and error with meds and da-da-da-da. It takes a long time. And for some people, it's more difficult than others. For some people, they don't really get there. That's why chronic illness often ends in suicide. I mean, that's a reality that nobody wants to talk about. But people should. We probably should. Chronic illness, chronic pain requires, and I said this in my last video about my birthday stuff, like, it just requires such a strong support system to not distort your perception of right and wrong. That's true. And he was clearly isolated because also on his social media, there are posts of his family reaching out saying, hey, where are you? Da, da, da. I mean, this gentleman was absolutely suffering from not only physical pain, but emotional turmoil as well, probably in response to that physical pain. That's probably 100% true. However, that is not an excuse to just be lighting people up on the friggin' sidewalks of New York City. No. And that's why I say he's very likely mentally ill. Because life isn't fair. We're going to talk about this a lot on the new channel. Life has never been fair, and it never will be. That's just not an inherent characteristic of life. It is actually inherently unfair. And we should expect that and be ready for those challenges, even though that's almost impossible to do because you hardly ever see them coming, even though they're right around the corner. There's a big difference in perception. You hear the term hindsight is 2020. Well, there's a big difference in perception in a situation that you are currently surviving and a situation that you have already survived. Usually. There should be. If there isn't, that's where PTSD rears its ugly head. There should be. You should be able to look at it differently. And everyone is kind of, well, not everyone, but a lot of people are labeling this individual as a hero. And I'm kind of thinking, hero to who? Certainly not himself. Because if he has back problems and had all these surgeries, he comes from a wealthy, to-do family. This isn't someone who is necessarily one of us begging for Medicaid. It's not that's not the context of his life. And now he faces probably spending the rest of his life in prison. And I mean, I don't know very much about prison, but I would assume the healthcare and amenities that he will have access to are not going to be anywhere close to easier than what his environment has already been. I mean, his family has millions. I don't think he's a hero. I think his mind just got to him. I think his body got to his mind, and his mind got to his actions. And it's not a victory. It's a tragedy all the way around. I mean, yes, it's great that it's starting a bigger conversation, because it certainly is a symptom of a bigger problem, 100%. Not just this gentleman's mental health, but also the state of us and our health as a nation. And I don't mean necessarily the upper class. I mean all of us, the regular, just us. When you feel like your life someone has put a price on your life or the life of your children, I understand how that can make you do crazy things. Because I've been in the exact same situation for the last 3 years. But it's not a solution. There's no solution there. If you go to my website about what's been going on with me and this whole thing, and it's crazy and unhinged, and it's, I try to pepper a little bit of humor throughout that website just to not make it so traumatic for the reader. I don't want to emotionally bleed all over the world. That seems selfish, you know. Stating what happened right now has become necessary, but if you look all over that website, it says fight honorably. One of the hashtags that I have connected to this whole thing is fight honorably. And murder is not honorable. I haven't just had 6 months taken from me. I've had 3 years of my children's growing up. I haven't seen or heard my baby's voice in 3 years. I've missed 3 years. I didn't see any of her tween. I was not around. I didn't get to see her. She, does that give me the right to go shoot someone? No, it does not. It wouldn't solve anything. See what I mean? I think a bigger question that we should be asking is, why does it take someone dying in cold blood on the sidewalk to get people brave enough to talk? Why are we so afraid until someone else does something, crazy? It shouldn't take vigilantism to make people feel comfortable enough to say, hey, yeah, this is a problem. It's affecting me. It's affecting my family members. We're law-abiding citizens. We pay our taxes. There's no reason that a price should be put on our lives this way. Not one of the greatest, super economies on this planet. Not in the United States of America. We do need to speak up. Is the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So there are always silver linings in every situation, every tragedy. And the fact that 2 lives were lost. It wasn't just the CEO. Because the guy who killed him, life is a life in prison. And as horrible as 2 lives being lost is, and I understand that those 2 lives do not even hold a candle to the thousands that are taken by healthcare. I trust me, I fully understand that. But adding 2 more shouldn't be necessary to be able to spark some kind of change, or at least some kind of voice. That's the bigger question. Why did it take murder to get people to start talking? That shouldn't happen. It shouldn't be the way it is. I don't know. Emotions don't constitute crime. They don't. It's not going to solve anything. That's not going to be a win for the person committing that crime at the end of the day. It's just sad all the way around. So, those are my thoughts. I'm going to end this now because I don't know when everybody's about to get home. But, I am going to link the website below. And, I don't know. Maybe I'll make another video getting, a little bit more into this and link one of my other videos below that one about my personal journey with Medicaid. And it talks a little bit about it on the website, but especially over the last year. And I live in a body that is always fighting me, but it is what it is, right? So I have to make the best of it and try to adapt and play the hand that I've been dealt. Because when you live with a cureless disease, it is what it is. You have to kind of learn to stop trying to fight every day and have all this resentment towards what's happening to this physical vessel. And you have to learn to really work with it instead of trying to I don't know. It's difficult. But I'm gonna, I'm gonna be talking about that a lot on the new channel. I'm gonna be talking about chronic illness and how I've survived and how I've made it out of the, well, not made it out of that journey. That journey is gonna probably be something that I live with forever. But that's when I, as a human being, have to learn how to overcome in other ways. And that hasn't been easy, certainly over the last few years due to just like circumstantial stuff. But circumstances change, situations change. Also, emotions are not facts as much as we would like to believe that they are. They are not. How you feel is not exactly the truth about what's going on. There's a reason you're feeling that way, and you should definitely always kind of put it under the microscope and figure out why you're feeling that way. Your internal climate is your own responsibility, right? You can't just be shooting people. That's crazy. That is crazy. Yes, it is. It is. It doesn't matter what the reason is. That man, we are not the judge, the jury, or the executioner. That is not our job. Unless you are a judge or on the jury, or, I don't know, whoever does the job of the executioner. I would assume it would be some kind of registered nurse. It makes you wonder if they alcohol swab it first. And then it makes you wonder if anyone who's about to be put to death has looked at them and been like, seriously? Okay. All right. So I'm going to try to do another one. We'll see what happens. Life's gotten never a dull moment, but I have big things coming. Lots of hope. Everyone keep your head up. Everyone stay strong. Stay your course. And always take moments for reflection. Yourself alone. Be grateful for your blessings, for bringing peace. And be grateful for your challenges, for bringing you strength. You need that. We all need that to better us and put us in the trajectory to fulfill whatever purpose we were put here for, right? I think so. All right. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm still practicing. I'm still trying to get used to this and get comfortable. And we're just all going to get through it together. I'm just going to bring you guys along on this little journey with me, okay? But thank you. I'm so grateful for all of you. And, like I said, gratitude is everything. Gratitude is how you can get through every day. Just remember, so far, no matter what's happening in your life right now, or whatever happened before, so far, if you're watching this video, your track record for surviving hard days is 100%. So you're kind of undefeated, right? Keep that mindset. Stuff gets hard sometimes. And sometimes you gotta get through it and just figure it out. That's what we do. But stay grateful. Thank you guys.